What is up, y'all? Got a pull day today. I just ate my chicken and rice. If you watched the last video, I think I talked about that pre-workout meal that I'm doing kind of on this I'm on a pre-prep diet right now, so losing some weight to get a little bit leaner so that I can go into an actual, bodybuilding prep at a better body composition to really be able to hit the stage nice and lean, conditioned, everything we got to do. So I got the apple left from that pre-workout meal. The normal pre-workout meal is just some chicken, rice, some avocado, and then an apple. So I got to eat that yet, and then gotta get our pre-workout. Always the bum essentials. Code RShapeFit, save you some money on checkout at getrawnutrition.com. Anyways, that's enough of the self plug. So yeah, we got a pull day today. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of forget what's on this pull day, and I haven't checked the spreadsheet for my workouts that my coach gave me because I just kind of follow that. It's so nice about having a coach. I can just kind of go on autopilot and do what my coach says, and as long as I'm actually a good client for him, I should come in looking good because I have full faith in my coach. I trust him, so I should do what he says. Anyways, we gotta make our intro workout carbs. I don't have my water bottle. Give me 1 second. Okay, we're back with the water bottle now. So we got intro workout carbs. It's just 30 grams. I just use Gatorade powder mainly because it's cheap. I might switch over to the actual raws, like carb powder basically for my intro, but I still had some of this Gatorade left, so I might as well finish it off while I have it. But we do 30 grams of carbs just for some extra carbs in the workout, extra energy, keep you full, all that good stuff. So there you go, 30 grams of carbs. That's all we do for the intro. And then we got our pre-workout and apple. So yeah, anyways, pre-prep update. We're still losing weight. Everything's going smoothly. Food feels good. I can't complain yet. It's pretty easy so far, but also we're like only 3 weeks into this, and it's only a pre-prep diet. So at least in my opinion, it's gonna be easy for a bit, and then once we really start digging into prep, it might get a little more difficult. But for now, we still got plenty of food, plenty of energy to get a good workout. So let's see how today's workout goes. I didn't sleep that great last night, but hopefully that doesn't affect the workout too bad. It's also super cold up here in the Midwest where I live. Like for this weekend, I've seen warnings like exploding tree warnings. I guess it's going to be so cold that like I think the moisture in the tree freezes basically and makes the trees just explode. So that's crazy. I've been looking at the forecast and some of the temperatures, like the feels like temperature after wind chill and everything is like -20 plus or -20 or lower. You know what I mean? So it's cold up here. So we're gonna stay bundled up. I'm gonna, hopefully not freeze on my way to the gym, but can't skip the workout. So we gotta get it done. I'm gonna try to stay as warm as I can, but I'm gonna eat this, take my pre-workout, uh, go crush this workout. All right, so first movement we are doing here is a like ab crunch on the hyperextension machine, as you can see here. And the reason to do this on the hyper instead of just like on the ground, or sometimes I do cable crunches too, but why I do this different variation is it really helps keep the hips in place, so you can really kind of focus more on that spinal flexion and actually crunching through the core rather than just like moving the weight around through your hips. So I like to start with abs on push and pull days because honestly your abs aren't going to affect much of your workout. They're a pretty small muscle. I mean, they help with stabilization and stuff, and that's why I don't do it on a leg day because you need your core to like brace and squats and stuff. But on push or pull days, hitting your core right at the beginning won't affect too much. And I'm just doing 2 sets here in a rep range of about 12 to 15 reps is what I'm going for. So I don't remember what I got here. I think about 15, but I'm not counting. But yeah, starting with the hyperextension ab crunch. So the next movement we're going into here now is this neutral grip cable pull down, and actually since recording this I have switched the attachment I use. It's still a neutral grip, but I have an attachment in my gym that's just slightly wider than this, so I can get a slightly wider grip, and my forearms can be a little bit more perpendicular to the ground instead of kind of at an angle there, so keep them a little bit straighter, and that's been feeling a little bit better. But here we are doing 2 top sets. 1 top set, we are going for a rep range of about 8 to 10 reps. And then the rep range is about 10 to 12 reps. So we drop the weight a little bit on the second set and then go for those 10 to 12 reps on this. Another thing I would like to note on these pull downs, as you can see, I'm trying to keep my chest kind of up towards the sky a little bit. I'm not letting my chest like pull down to pull the weight in, keeping a nice big chest up. And then I'm also trying to keep my core tight and not like swing my body around, really just pulling through the lats and driving those elbows down and back as hard as I can, and trying not to let any other like body English or anything come into the movement here, and really pull it with my lats to, get as much tension and emphasis on the lats as you can, because you want to target the target muscle as best you can and not cheat the weight down. All right, next we're doing this kind of hammer strength high row, and as you can see, I'm doing this unilaterally, but again, I've kind of switched my approach on these since recording this, and now I'm doing a bilateral. So same machine, just doing both hands at a time versus one hand at a time. But again, on these, we are kind of doing another similar top set and rep range approach. We are doing 2 top sets with a first rep range of first working set rep range of 8 to 10, and then after that, a working set range of 10 to 12. And on these, as far as kind of a form cue, again, you're really bracing against that pad, almost trying to push your chest through that pad. You don't want to let your back come too far off that chest support pad and kind of swing the weight around. So again, trying to keep my form nice and strict, and then I want to kind of keep thinking about keeping my elbows a little more up and kind of out to the side. Here I am kind of letting them drop down a little bit more in these sets, and that's part of the reason I switched here to the bilateral variation, because it really helps me keep those elbows up. But the point of this is we're trying to drive stimulus into the upper back, so you want to keep your elbows out a little bit more, and it'll help kind of get more work into the upper back, upper traps or mid trap area, help really develop that upper back thickness. So that's kind of the goal here. Keep the form strict, keep your chest into that pad, and then keep the elbows out a little further out to the side and a little more up, rather than driving them down and next to your body. Next is another kind of row variation. We're doing a straight bar pronated cable bar row, again for the more upper back. We're trying to keep those elbows out a bit more. I've switched grips again. I've kind of switched around a couple of things, as you can tell in this workout, keeping the same methodology and kind of like movements in general, but kind of switching some attachments or how I'm executing them. And with this, I have switched to more of a wider bar. So this one, it kind of cuts me a little short, so I can get a little bit of a wider grip with the new bar I'm using. And that'll also help me keep, the elbows out a little bit more, and then help drive the bar towards more of my upper chest area to really hit the upper back. So that's the only tweak there, but we're still doing 2 working sets here, same kind of rep range methodology on these movements right here. So the next movement is a single arm cable row. Normally I would do it on that seated cable row that I was doing with kind of a straight bar, but someone else needed the machine. I didn't want to hog the machine too long. And also the last time I had done these, I was getting kind of a weird lower back bump and I was struggling to brace. So I opted for this kind of bench supported single arm cable row, and it felt really good. But that said, I am switching back to doing it on that seated cable row machine. So this feels good. This is a good option, another good variation, but I'm going to switch back to the seated cable machine and use it on there. I tried it my last whole time, last time I did this workout, because I recorded this about a week ago, so I've been able to do this workout again since recording this. But I tried it again on the seated cable row machine, and I was able to find kind of a better positioning and really brace my body a little bit better, and I liked the way it felt on that. So I'm going back to doing it on that seated cable machine, but this kind of chest supported option with a bench at a cable stack is also a really good option if you're trying to do a single arm row or you want a low workout variation. This is a great variation as well. And the focus here, is just driving that elbow down and back. I probably have the cable set a little bit low. You might maybe want to set the cable up a couple more notches so you can really drive your elbow down and back to really hit your lats and drive a little bit more seamless to the lats, maybe help you get a little more width in there. So after the single arm rows, we go into kind of the cable pull over again, really focusing on getting some width here. It's just another kind of pull down-esque variation. So you want to make sure you're really driving that stimulus in the lats. Keep the back nice and straight, core nice and tight, so you don't have a lot of like spinal flexion or anything during this movement. You want your arms to stay straight as well, because if you're letting them bend too much, you could start driving some focus into your triceps. So keep your arms straight. I like to try to keep my elbows up as well. So I'm trying to kind of flare my elbows out as I do this and then pull down just straight through your back. And you should be able to feel it pretty good in your lats. I'm also trying to kind of think about keeping my chest up here, keep a big chest, keep your chest a little bit up to help really get a little bit more tension on those lats. And then I'm only really letting my arms swing out a little bit to about when they're pretty much when you let the arms glide a bit to your head, a little above your head before pulling it back down. No need to let them go a little bit further than that. You'll feel the tension. You'll feel the good stretch in your lats. No need to overdo that. Get a good stretch, get nice and deep in there, and then initiate the contraction again. You don't need to like overdo the stretch or get way too high in it, because sometimes you'll stretch to the point where you take the tension actually off the target muscle. So get it up to about the level of your head, a little bit over your head, and then initiate that contraction again. Now we are nearing the end of this workout. We have two bicep movements to finish off this pull day. First, we are using this bicep machine, and realistically, I don't have many tips or cues on how to hit this machine and target your biceps, because this machine, it's a really nice machine. I actually really do like this machine, but as you can see a little bit, there's pads right there behind my arm, kind of on my tricep. So it really helps it so there's no swinging or anything like that. You focus on contracting that bicep and really just pulling the weight up through your bicep here. And on this one, I did 3 top sets technically. I'm doing 2 sets in a 8 to 10 rep range, and then 1 final working set in a 10 to 12 rep range here. So I'm doing 3 top sets on this because, like I said, I only have 2 actual bicep focused exercises. So both of them are 3 top sets, 2 top sets in an 8 to 10, and then 1 top set in a 10 to 12 rep range for the bicep movements. Pull day, I did a cable, like a dual stack cable bicep curl as well. I've actually since changed this as well. Now I'm just doing a cable easy bar curl instead, mainly because my coach, he was telling me that honestly this movement and that bicep machine that I did prior to this, they're such similar movements. It's a little bit repetitive to be doing both of those in the same pull day, so we subbed this one out, and now we are doing an easy bar curl instead. But here again, you want to think about keeping your arms, straight and keeping the focus in the biceps, not letting your shoulders or anything swing the weight around, or your body in general. So really focus on pushing through those biceps and pulling through those biceps. But otherwise, there's not much for tips on these. And then, like I said, I also sub these out, so I won't be doing these for a while anyway. But again, like I said, both bicep movements, I'm doing 3 top sets, 2 in 8 to 10 rep range, and then 1 in more of the 10 to 12 rep range. And after these, that concluded the workout. So I'll finish up this last set, and then we will catch you guys back at the apartment for finishing up this video. Peace, y'all. So that's it for today's pull session. Honestly, it was a great workout. Let's set you down here. It was a great workout. I pretty much PR'd on like every movement, which was awesome. So I can't complain. Another great pull day down. We got legs tomorrow, so that'll be something. But I got my post workout meal here. Beef, rice, green beans, pretty simple. So honestly, not much to update about. Like I said in the beginning, diet's going good so far. Workouts have been great. I mean, we're still early stages in all of this, so there's no no energy loss or anything. Everything's going pretty smoothly thus far, which is awesome to hear. Workout was great. Gosh, I don't think I have a ton to recap, honestly. There's just not a ton things to say. It's just head to the grindstone type of thing, and just staying consistent and doing my workouts, eating my food, and we're gonna see how that helps the physique down the road as we continue to get ready for our next show coming up here in 2026 when we hop on stage. So hoping for the best and just trying to stay consistent, stay on plan, and just do what I got to do to bring my best physique to the stage this year. So that's all I got for you guys this time. Honestly, I'm gonna go eat this food before it gets cold, and I will catch you all next Monday. Peace.